We are in intermediate algebra and we are working linear equations and finding solutions and having a good time. Well, hopefully anyway, we're having a good time. So let me write out an equation here. So as you can see, these problems should be getting more difficult as we go along. So we have negative 5x plus 7 is equal to 10x plus 11. What I want to do is I'm going to get the x's over to one side and all our constants over to the other side of the equal sign. And by doing that, I'm going to take, because I have a positive 10 as my coefficient in front of this x, and then I have a negative 5, what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to end up taking this negative 5 over here to the right hand side, and then I'm going to take this 11 over to the left hand side. And of course, by doing that, I'm going to add 5x to both sides. Okay, so now we have negative 5x, or we have a positive 5x minus 5x, so that's going to make that go away. So I'm left with 7 is equal to, I'm going to collect my like terms here, so that becomes a 15x, and then we have the plus 11. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 11 from both sides. I've got to get this 11 over here to this side. So 7 minus 11 is equal to 15x. We have a plus 11, and then I'm going to subtract 11. So now I'm going to be left with, we have a 7 minus 11, so that becomes a negative 4, be their difference. And because we have a positive 11 and a minus 11, that goes away. That's what the whole idea of that was. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of this 15. So 1 over 15 to both sides. And I always put a parentheses around my negative here. So now we're going to be left with x is negative 4 over 15. So we've manipulated this equation around down to its simplest form to this final equation here, but the solution is negative 4 over 15. If we were to plug this in up here in for x, which is something that you should probably do, you would see that the left hand side will be equal to the right hand side. So by saving some time, I've written this out already. So we want to solve for x in this problem, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of this fractions. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this 5 and this 2 down here in the bottom, and I'm going to do that by multiplying through by 5, okay, to every term in this equation. And so 5 times 1/5 is just 1, so we'd be left with x minus 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 3 is 15, and 5 times a half just becomes 5 over 2 x. Now I'm going to multiply through by 2 to every term in this equation to get rid of this 2 down here in the bottom. So this becomes 2x minus 40 is equal to 2 times 15 is 30